Yo, yo, yo. Hello, guys. Right, I've just come off the back of a long stream, and I've decided I'm going to record a guide. This is basically going to be like a intro guide to Prez. I'm not going to call this like an all-in-one guide, one and done situation, because I don't know what's going to be BIS right now, to be perfectly honest. And there's little things like once you get 4 set, you can play Twin Echoes, because you get a free Emerald Blossom every Verdant. Then that Emerald Blossom gives you an Echo on a teammate, and it's kind of cool. I'm playing 2 different builds right now, one for freeze, one for shuffle. This is my shuffle build, which is Chronowarden. I'm going to leave that on the screen for a little second. You can take a pause, you can copy that. I'm going to put the talent codes in the description anyway. Not going to run through everything. I'm going to cover some things that have changed. And then this is my Flameshaper build, which is a slightly controversial build. But it's what I'm playing, and I'll also put the talent notes this as well. So, firstly, Prez got pruned. We lost our kick. Renewing Blaze got reworked into a much, much worse version. We lost Spirit Bloom, which is what it is. So I don't care too much about that. Flameshaper is now good and viable. And then Cooler Ysera got reworked as well to just be a passive rather than an active. Which has completely changed how we use Verdant Embrace. So you used to use Verdant Embrace as your combo starter, because it used to give you Cooler Ysera, which would then buff your other heals. But now, you just have more healing by default. So that isn't a thing anymore. Which means you no longer have to like do a Verdant into an Echo Dream Breath. You now just Echo Dream Breath. And it's sort of that simple. So it's about hot maintenance now. You want to maintain your Echo Dream Breath at pretty much all times. You can do this with both builds, to be honest. See here, I'm playing Chronowarden, and by the time this Dream Breath runs out, I've got another Dream Breath. So we're not really Dream Breath starved at all, because the cooldown of Dream Breath is reduced by this talent. So you don't really have to do the whole like maintain your Dream Breath with stasis gameplay that you used to have to do back in Dragonflight. But we don't have Spirit Bloom anymore for a big AoE heal. So the first question that a lot of people ask me is what to put into stasis. And what I do is when the game starts and I'm in the gates, I stasis. I 2-stack a Dream Breath, because I find this is a good middle ground between a bit of burst and also having a hot. And then I Verdant one target. And when the gates open, you then Verdant your second target. And this will start your game with stasis. And then make sure you got that Cancel Aura that we always talk about. Cancel Aura Stasis macro here, / Cancel Aura Stasis. That when you get CC'd, you can Cancel Aura your Stasis and activate it. Now that's pretty much the same as it's always been. It's slightly different. One of the things to note now is to get your extra haste from this talent, which used to be every person hit by Spirit Bloom. Now every person hit by Verdant Embrace, basically. If I echo this guy, echo myself, and then Verdant this guy, I'll get 3 stacks of that. So that's how you get your haste stacks now as well. As Chronowarden, you still have to tip the scales, mega haste like this. It's gonna give me a shit ton of language. Then play the game. So that still exists as well. So in a lot of ways, if you're playing Chronowarden, it is exactly the same as last time. But now the way we play, we have 2 charges of Verdant Embrace. And whereas you used to use Verdant Embrace as a combo starter, now it's more like an on-demand heal. So that's the main change, really. So when you're playing Prez, to heal, what you want to do is maintain your hots. You want to maintain your Echo Dream Breath. You want to maintain your Echo Reversion. This is going to be your best passive healing. And then you want to use your Verdant for on-demand healing and to get Nullifying Shroud. You can actually stack Nullifying Shroud to 2 now. If you let that run down to 0 seconds, then Verdant is quite nice. As Chronowarden, you got Chrono Flame, which heals for quite a bit as well. Am I not playing Life Spark? Guys, I think we should be playing Life Spark here. That was a bit trolling me, actually. We should definitely be playing Life Spark. Especially in Shuffle. So obviously your reversions give you instant cast Chrono Flames and stuff like that. It's all the same as it has been before, guys. Mostly. It's just that you don't need to prep things as much anymore. It's more just about hot maintenance, then on-demand healing and CC immunity with Verdant. You don't have a kick anymore, so you have to really play around Verdant Embrace as if you're like a priest with Fade. So like someone's casting Polymorph on me, I can't kick it anymore, so I have to Verdant Embrace it. Then they might recast it, I'll Verdant Embrace again. I've got my knocks, my knockback, knock up. So you can play around that, you know, dash behind pillars and things like that to immune CC, or dodge CC, line of sight CC. That's pretty much it. Apart from that, it's exactly the same. There's not too much else to cover there. I'll just run through the healing one more time. We've got Echo, Dream Breath, super important to keep up passive healing. Then you got Echo Reversion, that reverses burst healing. So like if someone takes burst damage, you use Echo Reversion to rewind that damage. Verdant Embrace anytime you want on-demand healing, and it also gives you a bit of haste now as well. You can see there, 2 different Verdants, get 6% haste. And then as a last resort, you've got your Chrono Flame, exactly the same as before. You don't want to rely on Chrono Flame for healing, to be honest, guys. You use it as a last resort. And that's that. Cool. In terms of gear, I am playing max haste. Everything has haste Versa here. The only thing that doesn't is this chest, because there isn't a haste Versa on a chest, and I can't be bothered to craft one. So that's Versa Mastery for now. Everything else I'm playing is haste Versa. I love playing max haste personally. You can play a bit of Mastery if you want to, but I find it's just a bit of a fake stat. And I find that having more haste is what makes you strong on Prez, because you don't really want percentage healing, you just want to press more buttons, you just want to have more combos, you want to have more time to do damage, more time to do healing, more time to do sleepwalks, and that all comes with haste. So I just max out haste. I don't really know what to do in terms of enchants, embellishments, stuff like that. At the moment I'm playing the Pango Charms just because it's easy for me to do that when I get my quest. But I see a lot of people going Arcana Weave Lining, which gives you primary stat instead, which looks like it might be the best one. I'm also just messing around a bit, playing the haste enchant on my weapon at the moment, trying to max out my haste. The reason I'm doing this is because whilst Chrono gets a lot of haste, Flameshaper doesn't get as much haste. And I'm going to go over my Flameshaper build now. Just so you know, I pretty much only play this in freeze. I did a lot of testing. I was playing this in Shuffle, and I was convinced it was the best, and then I switched over to a Chronowarden build and gained about 250 rating. So, yeah, I recommend Chrono in 2v2 and Solo Shuffle, and this is my freeze build. I actually think this is better in freeze than Chrono. Now, I'm going to address the controversial thing here. I'm not playing Stasis, I'm playing Dreamflight, and Dreamflight doesn't actually heal for that much. But when you do an Echo Dream Breath, Dreamflight, with Inner Flame talent as Flameshaper, your team has so much passive healing that you're just kind of chilling. And it feels really, really good to be able to heal through big CDs with that setup. Also really nice into RMP. Like, it's so good to get an opener where you Echo Dream Breath, and then you Dreamflight, and then you get CC'd, but this person is just healing for like so much passively. And you are as well, so if you get swapped to, you're not even that worried. The other thing that Dreamflight gives you that people don't really take into account is whilst you're flying, you get 100% HP Absorb Shield. So if you get swapped to and you have Dreamflight off CD, and you're like, let's say you're like 5% coming out that stun, you spam Dreamflight, you will fly away with 100% HP Absorb Shield, then your HOTS will tick you up. So good, it's so good. It's not amazing. Like, Stasis is still a really good spell, obviously, but I just don't see the value of it as Flameshaper. And I'll cover a few of the things that Flameshaper does now. But basically, all it is you get 2 charges of Fire Breath and Dream Breath, and then your Fire Breath and Dream Breath do more. And then you also have Consume Flame. So Consume Flame basically makes it so when you Verdant a target with Dream Breath, you consume the Dream Breath to explode that healing instantly. You can also then Echo Verdant to do more of it. So by default, there's 4. If you Echo Verdant, it does 8. And it detonates it for 200% of the amount consumed. So it's not like you're just accelerating it, but you're actually amplifying the healing as well. So to heal as Flameshaper, you basically want to maintain Echo Dream Breath at all times. Without Echo Dream Breath, your team will die. This is all your healing. When I play Flameshaper, it's like over 20% of my healing is just Dream Breath. Oh. Then obviously your Echo Reversion is still super important to amplify healing, and it's still, you know, we still have Golden Hour, you're still going to rewind damage. And then when you need to burst heal, you either want to Echo Verdant or you just want to Verdant. Typically, I just Verdant. It's enough, but if you do really need to top someone, you want to Echo Verdant. Sorry guys, got a bit of cough. The only thing with this build is Living Flame does pretty much nothing. The only thing Living Flame is good for here is to get Essence Burst procs. And once you Dreamflight and you get this Inner Flame buff, you have double the chance of getting an Essence Burst as well. So if I tip the Scales Fire Breath into a Living Flame, I get all my things, and then I get double Essence Burst, I spam Disintegrate, I do loads of damage. What isn't shown in the tooltip here is you also consume your Fire Breath with Disintegrate, the same way that Devastation does. So to do damage as Flameshaper, pretty much every Fire Breath you cast, 2-tick Fire Breath, Living Flame, Disintegrate, you're going to do big single target damage. You can see this Fire Breath ticking down there. I'll do it on this one now. You see how quickly it ticks down? You do massive single target damage like this. This can be really, really nice to like force CDs or close kills. And it isn't reliant on tip the scales like Chronowarden is. Basically, every time you get a CC set up, you can look for this Fire Breath into Disintegrate. As Flameshaper now, both Dream Breath and Fire Breath have 50% chance to generate Essence Burst. So when you Fire Breath, it's very likely that you're going to get an Essence Burst proc, and then you can use that Essence Burst proc to do a big laser beam. I'm also playing Titan's Gift, so when you get an Essence Burst, your Essence spell is 35% more effective. Or sorry, increases the effectiveness by 35%. This is really, really underrated for Echo. When I Echo with Titan's Gift, it's 142% healing. Whereas if I Echo without Titan's Gift, it is only 105%. So Titan's Gift is really, really strong. Now, don't have Time of Need as well. I think Time of Need is actually kind of weak right now. Even though it just got 50% buff, I don't think it heals for that much, and it doesn't really save people. And so I don't find it's essential. I'm taking 1 point in Timeless Magic just to help with my mana efficiency a bit. But honestly, you can move this talent around to Life Spark or Time of Need. I find that Living Flame doesn't really do much anyway, so what's the point in increasing it by 50% and making it cast? And Time of Need doesn't really do anything anyway either, so I'd rather just take a little bit of mana efficiency here and try and play for the long games, which most of my freeze games seem to go at the moment if I bring up the match history here. We've got like a 5.5 minutes, 4 minutes 50, 4 minutes 45, 5 minutes 17, some rough games. We did 7-minute game here. Like, it's absolutely crazy how long some of these games are going. So yeah, it's nice to have a bit more mana efficiency, and I find that with the passive healing of this build, you have more time to cast Disintegrate and stuff. It feels good. Honestly, it feels good. You guys should give this a go. It's a little bit different. You need to make sure you maintain that Echo Dream Breath. If you don't have that Echo Dream Breath, your team will die. Like, this is all your healing. You can actually look for Tip the Scales Dream Breath for this build as well, which does a lot of healing. A lot of upfront healing with that. It's about half of someone's HP if you do that. So yeah, it does a lot of healing. I'd definitely recommend trying it. It's not really that much of a different playstyle. The main thing is how you do damage is different. Like I said, if you want to do damage, you want to get like a 2-tick Fire Breath into a Living Flame Disintegrate. That's going to give you your Essence Burst procs, and then you'll just spam someone with laser beams. It's not really about spamming Living Flame. Living Flame is a useless spell. And then your healing is, like I said, 100% maintenance on this Dream Breath uptime. That's going to be all your healing then. Echo Reversion, Verdant in, dash away. Maybe you'll just chuck a Living Flame to keep things over. Maybe you'll look for some damage there. Yeah. I always really start the game with an Echo, big Dream Breath on both, and then I'll look to Dream Flight on primary target. If you miss your Dream Flight, it's not the end of the world. The hot itself doesn't do that much healing. You're basically Dream Flighting to get Inner Flame, but also you can immune some CC, soak some damage, that sort of. That feels quite good. Really easy to heal into like cleave damage with this build. Just do so much like AoE team healing. You can run out of essence though if you're not careful. So you need to be a bit careful about that. If you do run out of essence, make sure you're trying to land a Fire Breath, because it has a 50% chance to give you Essence Burst. And then the Leaping Flames will more or less give you an Essence Burst every single time. If you're not sure what Leaping Flames is, basically every stack of Fire Breath makes your Living Flame hit 1 extra target. So 3 stack Fire Breath there makes my Living Flame hit 3 additional targets. 4. 4 hits with Living Flame, you're very likely to get an Essence Burst proc. And that's pretty much it. Have a read over the talents, make sure you understand everything. That pretty much covers everything about playing Prez right now. Apart from that, everything else is exactly the same. We've just lost a few spells. If you see people running Emerald Blossom talents, it doesn't mean they're pressing Emerald Blossom, just because when we get that full set, we're going to move on to having an Emerald Blossom for free. I am probably going to play full set. It's nice for Flameshaper because you get this second part of the Consume Flame there. So Verdant then consumes 6 seconds by default rather than 4. And then Echo Verdant does 8 plus 2, 10 seconds. And then with Chrono, I've seen quite a few people play Twin Echoes, which then gives you that extra Echo. Ooh. I've seen quite a few people play Twin Echoes, which gives you that extra Echo for free. So the tier set looks quite nice. So definitely recommend trying it out. But yeah, like I said, this is not a BIS guide in any way. I don't know what's going to be BIS right now. I'm not going to claim to know what's going to be BIS. I am simply just doing a little intro guide for you guys so you can see how I play these builds. I'm trying to understand a bit more. You can ask me any questions in the comments, get in my Discord, ask me questions there. If you want some coaching, which isn't me playing the game with you, but reviewing your gameplay, do that either live or through a video recording. I can help you learn where your mistakes might be. And yeah, just reach out that way. I think one thing I did miss, guys, is just talking about time dilation a bit. It's the same as it's always been, but time dilation is not a damage reduction effect. It's a damage delaying effect. You basically want to use time dilation to turn damage into a dot to make it very healable for your heal over time effects. First Flameshaper, obviously, Dream Breath heals loads. If you put up time dilation, your Dream Breath healing is probably going to counteract that and make it really easy for you. Other thing we have now is Obsidian Scales also applies to your target at 50%. If I wall, I'm going to put a small wall on my ally as well at 15% here. They nerfed Renewing Blaze quite a lot. It now heals you based on the damage that your wall absorbed. So it heals you for 30% of the damage you would have taken, and it heals your ally for 15% taken. Previously, Renewing Blaze used to heal you for 100% of damage taken. So much stronger, and I used to really play around Renewing Blaze and Lifebind to heal. One of the other things worth noting as well, you can no longer echo Verdant Embrace to get a triple Lifebind. Just have a single Lifebind. Lifebind is your most important thing for increasing your healing output. If you're ever under pressure, you want to make sure to Verdant Embrace a target. Even if you're getting attacked, you want to Verdant to an ally, not Verdant to yourself. Because that dash and the Lifebind sharing is what's going to increase your overall healing output and make sure that you can live in the long term, not just the short term. That's pretty much everything on Prez right now, guys. If you want a more in-depth read into some of the talents, I'd probably recommend checking out older guides. Not much has changed, to be honest. Reading these talents, they're all really straightforward. There's not too much to know in terms of weird interactions. And yeah, right now Prez is quite straightforward, but it is quite hard to play. I recommend putting a lot of time into the spec if you want to get good at it. It does take some time. But once you get good at the spec, it's super fun. And personally, I find it's my favorite spec in the whole game. When I play anything else, I just come back to Prez and have more fun playing this than anything. So, hope they nerf Mistweaver, and we can have some more fun playing the game then. If you enjoy the guide, please do leave a like, subscribe, get my Discord, go check out my Twitch, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next. Peace.